Blake. This is Dungeon World via the Gauntlet Group, set in my Celtic Otherworld of the Gloom. I'm here with some eager players, sorting out cameras and stuff by the looks of Jeremy. Okay, this is session 4 of 4. So we've pretty much done most of the character creation. We just need to do a couple of bonds. So if Amanda wants to look at the bonds under the Bard section, and we'll throw them out there, see if we get 2 of them linked to the rest of the party, how you know them.
All right. So you guys know each other. So maybe I wouldn't mind having you guys volunteer bonds for my character. Does that work for you guys? And maybe I can just describe the character I have in mind. Annoyingly positive. As a description, I imagine this is like a female dryad that has these like wooden horns that have holes in them, and that's her instrument. She like plays her. She has like a built-in wooden instrument through her horns, and she is trying to find out more beautiful, amazing things about the world. That's kind of my thumbnail sketch of like what this character is like. And I have and maybe naively positive, like things that are risky or dangerous. She might be like, "Oh, it'll be fine," kind of a thing. That's kind of a character I'm imagining. So with that in mind, does it make sense for me to have been on an adventure? This is not your first adventure with. Is there someone that?
No, 1 or 2 of them might have met him before. That's why you're here. They're not just going to drag along some kid.
Tricena the Mighty will totally drag along some kid if they're going to be writing stories about him and they're like a fan. Yeah, entirely. I would suggest either it's not your first adventure with me because, I'm a big damn hero. I'm Tricena the Mighty. Or before you ever met me in person, you sang stories of Tricena the Mighty.
Sounds great. Yes.
I told you, cousin Kieran. Everyone sings story of Tricena the Mighty.
Oh. That is a terrifying thought, and I truly hope we are not entering a world like that.
Jeremy,
the tale of how Tricena the Mighty just smote all those human children who were picking berries. Oh, there was red all over the place. We couldn't tell if it was blood or berry juice.
I did disavow that story. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So that's one between me and you.
All right, and so I have a character sheet here for bonds. I put your name in there for adventured with, correct?
Yep.
All right. Okay. Well, that also goes. I sang stories of long before I ever met them.
I mean, either one. It's not hugely important. Like,
well, I'll just sing stories with because you're the Mighty, and that's like just part of your name.
That is my name. I correct anybody who just calls me Tricena with the Mighty.
I think Kieran's the only one that gets away with dropping it, and his family.
Yes, of course.
All right, then who did I adventure with before? Or I guess there's only 3. I guess with both of you. I'll have adventure with both before Tricena the Mighty. So for some other players, Blank is often the butt of my jokes.
So my character. Oh, okay. Go on. Karen it is.
I'm sorry. Karen is absolutely the character that could handle it the least, so that just makes it the most funny.
Okay. For sure.
It's good to have a willing, a receptive audience. Sorry, you're an inspiration. Excuse me. I am writing a ballad about the adventures of.
Oh no, you don't fill them all in. We could have. Oh yeah, you could have one. You could be writing a ballad about Bathurst's quest to tame the wilderness and write 4-star reviews of all the best eateries in the land.
So my character my character is sort of like this very nondescript looking person, very dull looking. Like if you saw him, you wouldn't really recognize his face in another context. And he is much like any critic, and he is a food critic, and he explores the wilderness of like suburban Gloom settings essentially, and rural sort of pleasant meadows and things.
Okay.
All right.
We need a name for this dryad bard.
Oh, I think I had one sputtering up in my brain. Oh, then I realized it could be a dryad.
All right, while you're thinking of that, I'll ask someone else a question. Okay. Adam, what do you know? Oh, you're outside the lair of the Cult of a Thousand Pincers. What have you heard about the Cult of a Thousand Pincers?
I have heard that they have, or perhaps their leader has some powerful arcane knowledge. In particular, how to help a spirit pass on and stop bothering you.
Ultimate banishment stuff. Okay.
I feel after our adventures last week, Kieran might be having issues with how often he's being called upon to call upon the spirits from both directions.
This is probably 2 or 3 weeks later, so you know you've done some stuff and travelled around a bit. And okay. All right. Done that. So you're outside the caves. Jeremy, what happened on the way here?
Kieran,
Could be the best breakfast ever. Whatever you
right.
like.
Kieran and I and Teresa and Ghoul Teresa have had a huge fight, and we're not talking to each other at the moment. We're not on speaking terms. I'm on speaking terms with Kieran, but not with Teresa and Ghoul Teresa.
I've forgotten about cool.
So, Colin Terra, you may not know this about Kieran, but he and I share a ghost girlfriend.
Do not ask is really not bad, unhealthy relationship, I would say. Yes.
Oh, wow. That sounds like such amazing drama. Please spill the beans.
It's not much to tell, really. We just all fell in love, I think, during communing with the spirits. So,
Oh my God, that sounds amazingly romantic. Have you kissed her before? How far has it gone?
no, we've just talked about like things unrelated to our personal lives, like the weather and what we had for breakfast, things like this.
So we cut to the diary room and Kieran goes, "They're all idiots."
Yeah, Kieran does not look like someone in love. He looks like someone extremely weird.
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I have to write this down. And Carolina takes out her book with pages, of course, made from human skin, and then takes some notes.
Wait, do we have any humans? Well, yeah, Bathus is human, isn't it? Ooh.
Bathus eyes the pages hungrily.
Wow,
That's
that's a turn, isn't it?
Are we gonna have to start calling you Long Bathus?
Yeah, because the other two are fox folk. Okay. So, you're at the entrance to these caves. Let me just describe it. Okay. So outside, clawed feet have left tracks in the mud. You can hear the river about 50 feet away, and there's sort of a cave entrance going down. Are you at where like hills meet swamp or fen. So you've heard there's a cult of 1,000 pincers in this area, and that's why you're here. I'm guessing it was Kieran's idea since he heard about some sweet, sweet loot.
Yes, Kieran said there was a cult of a billion pinching things or something. It matters not. But cults are always good for a good time.
So is this a good cult or a bad cult?
That depends on how cooperative they are.
In my experience, it tends to go rapidly from one to the other.
Wow. That's amazing. Can we see the progress from good to evil before our eyes?
Usually it is more like dagger in back, or like, secretly we don't worship angel, he's fallen angel, he's demon. And he says, you've done one, you've done them all, but they're always fun.
I was thinking that if you wanted to see that, you just need to go out drinking with Tristana.
You got that right, cousin. Slap you on the back.
Terry goes stumbling across the clearing.
Yeah.
So can I go ahead and just interview them and just see their point of view and see how their perspectives might change when you talk to them or try to kill them, whichever seems right in the moment?
I think you will definitely see a change in demeanor when Kieran goes to speak to them. It often happens.
I live for dramatic change. I'm looking forward to this so much.
I mean, we could let the tree go in first. It's always interesting to open with torturing them.
Wow. I've never been tortured before. Wow. That would make such first.
Kieran looks like he's going to correct you and then just keeps his mouth shut.
Crosses his fingers.
Oh, wait a second. When they say pincher things, we're not talking like garden shears, are we?
I never thought about that.
On the lines of unspeakable horrors or crabs.
Oh, well then I won't ask about it since it's unspeakable. Thanks for the tip.
Bathurst, are you tying your mule up on the tree somewhere, or are you going to try and take it in the cave, or
Can you repeat that?
your mule, are you going to tie it up, or are you going to try and take it in the cave, or?
So we're standing. I imagine this temple was like a building, like some kind of like an edifice. Is it? It's inside the cave.
It's like a cave. It's like a cave entrance. There's like a bit of fen or swamp meets some hills, and there's like a stream nearby, and then it's just a cave entrance going down.
Yeah.
No
Well,
buildings per se.
yeah. So Belly Bud's gonna accompany us, I think. Yeah, we can pull all our stuff on him too.
We can put Kieran on again.
Can I just maybe sneak ahead a little bit and see how things are, the setting of things before you make your entrance? So I can
yes. Initiative, always. Yes.
So Karen Hill is going.
Terrifying.
Oh, absolutely. I'll be so quiet. I don't want my presence to be part of the story right away, I want to have like the starting setting before I arrive, and I have to be there in reality, but they don't know I'm there, so it doesn't count. So can I
quietly
stealth
shuffle
in?
up, because people think you're a lot of creatures think you're a tree. Well, you kind of are. Okay, you shuffle up. All right, so the entrance is rough-cut tunnels of dark grey rock. There's a smell of rotting plants. The sound of dripping water is ahead. There are two creatures that look like they're laying on the side of the wall. They look like they're napping. There's a sort of snoring sound. Let me just share what they look like. And the right thing. Share screen. I want that one. All right. Now, these are about 2 meters or 10 foot tall.
Lovely.
Is my character familiar with these things?
Yeah, these are known as Fomori. They're kind of earwig folk, but these ones are just napping. Sometimes they're vicious, sometimes, they're just regular folk.
Got it. Are there any plants around here for me to talk to?
It's not something you hear every day. Sure. There's little shrubs.
All right. I was going to ask 3 of 5. What, when, how, and why, and who. All right. Hey there, shrub. I've got to pick your twig for a sec here. I want to know what is the most interesting thing about these two piercing critters here.
Interesting. When they eat mammals, the mammals make strange noises.
Okay. And why do they hang out here?
This is their nest. This is where they. Just where they are. They move, but they always come back to this spot.
And of the two here, who would make a more interesting character to tell a story about?
Yeah, one on the left.
All right. Thanks. I'll give the twig a little finger high five for helping out. And then I'll sneak back to the rest of the party.
Okay.
Guys, I've got bad news. It's pretty boring in there. I'll describe these two pincer creatures, how they're just sleeping, and it's a really bad start to a story. It's up to you guys. It's up to you. How to make this interesting.
Oh, I know how to make interesting. No problem. Gonna walk straight down the corridor.
Yep. So you leave them asleep.
And I'll be falling behind, taking notes assiduously. The swagger, Trisena the Mighty.
And I walk into the room and go, "Hello."
And I'll start playing like music to accompany this. Maybe what's coming to me is like the bugly reveille. Excuse me.
Trisena has never had a musical accompaniment before. He's loving it. How do the Femoris react to me just openly? Hey.
The sort of. What are you doing here?
We are looking for a cult of 1,000 pincers. You have pincers. Perhaps you are part of cult?
Yes, we are.
Excuse me for interjecting, but are there really 500 of you?
We are many. We are fantastic. And they sort of wiggle their stingers excitingly.
That would be a no.
Oh, I see what you mean, Kieran. Yes, 2 pincers per Fomorian, 500. Yeah. Auntie always said you were clever.
Well
They're
done,
kind of
Tristan.
looking around you at Bathurst's mule. How much? How much for a mule?
Bathurst speaks up and says, 2 mules, please.
No, we want to buy your mule to eat.
Yes, this mule is worth 2 mules.
They look really confused.
If you trade me this one mule can do the work of 2 mules easily.
They're like, yes, we hear you, but make no sense.
I stroke the belly of my mule belly bud, and I say, look at this belly. I mean, it's a beautiful mule belly. You're not going to find a better mule belly than this one.
The mule looks at you like, what the hell? All right.
You have leader, yes?
Yeah, you go in. You go in, and they we go, and they just go for a walk outside.
You know, you never know with Fomorians. Sometimes they're just people, sometimes they're real dicks.
Oh, can I ask the one on the left, the more interesting one? Hey, can you tell me about like your most exciting part of being in this cult?
Sometimes we raid the caravan.
Wow.
Merchants have wagons, yeah, wagons. And we run, and we stab, and humans run, and we take the stuff.
And what's the thing that you've taken that you was the most interesting?
And he sort of reaches behind a rock and he pulls out it's a feather duster. No idea
Whoa.
what this is.
Careful, it might be a wand or something.
Tricena dives out of the way when you point it.
Yeah.
Comes up with his axe in hand, like, then chills out.
Is there any ritual you go through to join the cult, or just have to be born into it? Like if I want to join, it's like an application form.
No. Maybe, no. You know how pincers. We're pincers. You got flutes.
Twigs and whatnot, but they're not really pincers. I hear you. I don't fit in here. That's fine. It's okay if we just take a look around and see and record your.
You go, and then they go for a walk outside.
Right.
They're going on patrol.
Kieran would just like to nudge Bathurst slightly, and so I'm really not sure what we do next. I'm used to these things descending into violence quite quickly, especially when we let Tricena talk first.
Well, I think we just talked to the leader about how many mules they have, how many mules they can spare. Because I don't think these people are really in the position, these guards, or what are they? I don't even know. They don't seem to be guarding anything. Are in the position to do any trading for the cult.
No, in story you say we talked to guards and we won them over with our wise words, Kalantrar. You know, you must say that it was the people. They wish to know a story of wise words and cunning and quick tongues.
Can I? Or what are
Kieran is very much unable to connect wise words and Tricena. You can actually literally see his brain breaking down over the image.
It doesn't matter if you say them as long as somebody else says that you said them. But I guess we go further into the thing. Oh, sorry, you wanted to.
Is there a guard there I can still ask? Like, hey,
No,
they're gone?
Yeah.
Well, they said we could go in. Let's go in.
Yeah, they're not very good at this guarding thing, are they?
We don't know what they're guarding about. That's what I was going to ask.
Fair enough. Up to you.
The tunnel leads down. There's a side tunnel to the left and right, or you can keep going further in.
A mechanics question: is it dark? Do we have dark vision seeing? I'm curious, or do we not worry about that in the fiction?
Yes, it's dark. No, you don't have dark vision. I think one of you might.
I have the light cantrip, which is what we've been using in most of these situations.
Okay.
Yeah, as we wander into the dark, Tricena's like, "Oh, Kieran, you must. What is it? Light torch."
I light the fur on top of Tricena's head.
I like. He looks in the glow, flexes. Yeah.
Kalantara takes a little sketch. Yes, radiant, beautiful. Yes.
Is there anything we notice about the three tunnels? Is there any way we can make like an informed choice about which one to go down?
The ones to the left and right are sort of narrower and even. The bigger, more central one goes further deeper down.
I turn to Kieran and say, "What do you smell, Kieran? What does your nose tell you?"
Oh, this again. I think we should go down the big tunnel.
Yeah, let's go down the big tunnel.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Follow your nose, Kieran. Follow your nose.
Sure. Yeah, it's completely nothing to do with the fact that Kieran's still not used to his new wings and he doesn't want to try and drag them through a tight tunnel.
Okay. This reminds me of my first Pathfinder game I ran. It was a 20-room dungeon. They bypassed 12 of the other rooms and went straight to the main fight. So, 3 different rooms for, find out information and treasure. Nah, we're going to bypass all of that. Just weaved past.
I mean, if we'd had to murder those guys, they'd probably be like, right, let's go room to room. But since they were like, yeah, go in, it's like, well, maybe I don't go poking around their shit before we talk to them. Who knows?
Maybe they're like, yeah, we'll let the traps do the work for us.
Okay. The larger tunnel is it goes further down, and then it splits into a T-junction going left and right.
Kieran?
Kieran carefully pretends to sniff the area around him and subtly draws a coin and flips it in his hand.
Okay.
Which I believe will be left.
Well, Kieran's vulpine senses seem to indicate we should go left this time. What do you think, Kalantara?
I think that we should go whichever way the wind is where there's a current. Because that way, if it gets stinky, there can be something that can help clear out the stench. There's some plant matter rotting back there. Very scary stuff. I like ventilation.
Do we detect a current?
No.
I'll see which.
Smells left and right, but there's no wind down here.
No light, no wind. Wow, this is scary.
There's the odd little bit of light from tracks in the ceiling, but not a lot. Kieran's got magical light shining off Tricena's head.
But it's not sunlight.
No, it's not. It's most unwholesome and unnatural.
Well, I think of myself as a good person, so I always try to do what's right. So let's go right.
Is this going to split the party?
Well, it doesn't matter. What's the worst that can happen?
I like
That's the spirit.
Kieran, Bathus, why do you not check left and we will check right?
That sounds great.
Sure. I will cast light on the tip of my staff for us to go going left.
Bathus looks disappointed. Well, can you maintain it on 2 different things? Because I can see in the dark.
Oh, the spell only lasts as long as it's in my presence.
Well, then that's the thing that we have to do. Maybe that's the thing that we have to deal with when we leave you, because it's not going to be in your presence any longer, is it? So we walk off, I'm a light, and then it just winks out as we go up the corridor.
I can't really record things I can't see, so maybe we should just go back to where the light is.
You make good point. You make good point. I would say I don't carry torches myself because I don't really need them, but I can see how that might cause problem for you. Like lighting torches and everything.
Yeah, especially if they're harvested prematurely, didn't fall down naturally. The wood.
Yes, I have read your pamphlets.
So you go left, and Bathus and Kieran are in front at this point. All right. So this opens up into an eating chamber. There's some spears and knives around a campfire. There's bones of various mammals in the corner and vines along the walls.
Are any of the bones of, when you say various mammals, are we talking animals, or are we talking the folk of the gloom?
All of the above.
Just to know. That's good to know.
Do we recognize any Viveru bones?
That would be discern realities. Let's get some rolling on.
Ooh, I'm wonderful at that. Right. So reality is my wisdom, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep. It's the hey. When did I get plus? I had +1 to wisdom. That's most unlike Kieran. Damn it. That would be a 9.
All right. You get 1.
Yeah. Do I recognize any of the bones as Viveru then?
No. They're mostly human. And some, like...
I mean, that's understandable. Not all humans are as useful as Bathurst.
Or what did you say?
Don't worry about it, Bathurst. It's just onwards.
Oh, miles away.
Okay.
Tricena kicks a human skull behind a boulder as we walk through.
There's, amongst the bones, there's spellcasting components, like stuff that clerics and wizards and whatever use as part of their spells. So there's little bits of that. There's a few sort of torn pouches and bags and stuff.
Does it look like someone's been using these bones in a ritual, or that this is just what they happen to be carrying?
It's what they happen to be carrying.
Okay.
Well, there's definitely more than one because there's quite a fair bit here. You can restock on, three batches of spellcasting components if you like.
Yeah, I feel like Kieran's kind of the practical sort. If he sees something that would top up his components, he'll just doink.
Are there any like walking staffs here?
There's spears, so you could always use one of them, yeah.
All right, can I pick up 2 spears?
Yeah.
Does my character have any weapons?
You do now.
So are there creatures around this cook fire?
No, there is 2 shackled to the wall. There are 2. Oh no, they are humans. Yeah. So the 2 humans shackled to the wall. They look like they've been beaten up. They look fairly tired and hungry.
I immediately cut them free with my axe. While Kieran's looting the dead bodies of their friends, Tricena frees the prisoners who have immediately.
That sounds like Defy Danger's strength.
Yeah, I mean, if you think there's a real risk of me, I suppose it could be alerting people. Yeah.
The danger is hurting them.
I think I'd be careful enough. They're like it's a stationary object. I'm not going to chop off their hands. I can swing an axe at a steady point. I'm Tricena the Mighty. I can split wood. I can hit a fixed point on a manacle.
All right. So, which of you knows these 2? They're both humans.
I'm happy to know them. I get around.
And you're asking for 2 people, so my character know it as well?
That's fine.
Okay.
All right, so Tricena knows them. They're both disciples of Tyrannus, the beast/storm deity. This is Tasha and Yasha. Maybe you
What's the vibe? What's the vibe I get off them?
Well, they're clerics/raiders/cultists.
Okay. So actually, it sounds like maybe these are people that I failed to kill before. Frankly, because if they're clerics/raiders/whatever, like I think that I probably murdered a bunch of their friends.
Gave them a chance to start a new life, and it doesn't look like they did, or they got captured or something.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I after the raiders hit the caravan that I was traveling in, and I fought them off single-handedly. they surrendered, and I was like, they helped me because it was going too far. That kind of shit.
Do you
I feel
convey?
like probably use this if that was just the job, like no hard feelings, we've moved on from that. But these guys might not have.
Yeah.
Do you convey
Kellen-
this to the party? Like, would my
Kellen's-
character know that?
Yeah.
Kalantara, you're new to our group, but here in the ranging service, we try our best to preserve the natural harmony between different beings. So these are the people that, if Tricena had to kill a dozen of their comrades, he wouldn't kill literally everyone, because who would be there to continue on the cult of their storm like god, right? So we're always about preserving things, preserving the proper
Yes, you had words for ecosystem or something. Yes, it
Right,
was
yeah, exactly.
complicated, but yeah, seems to be working. I like.
Awesome. Okay. Kalantara will go up to one of them and say, "Wow, so you have had a first-hand account and have been privileged to be on the receiving end of Teresa the Mighty's powerful strength and will. In your own words, I would like you to describe what it's like to be having him swing his huge weapons at you and running for your life. Like, what was that moment like?"
One of them's like,
I am quite sure that we do not have time for this right now. Shall we move on?
Yes, but we can talk about old stories later, and we will talk about old stories later. I promise.
Maybe they
But-
can come with us so we can talk about it.
Well, yes. Now, I think first we find out what happened to you, Tasha Yasha.
yeah.
You Yasha, or I forget. Sorry.
The big earwig things attacked us. So we had a campfire, and they attacked us in the night, and they dragged us here.
And you have not been banditry and all of that old business, have you?
No.
Mm.
Yeah, they appeared upset and shaking because they're tired and weak, and they said that they ate our friend.
Well. They will not eat you. I will make sure of it. I promise. Come, take a seat. Take a seat on the mule.
On the wall, there's carvings of earwig humanoids worshipping some giant earwig on a ziggurat.
Is there any like meat left?
No.
Okay.
Can I study the runes and then look confused and maybe ask another member of my party? Do these perhaps? When you consult your accumulated knowledge about this imagery on the walls, does it tell you whether or not we're going to have to, they'll just want to eat us, basically? Kieran, you're always good with such things.
Sure, yeah. So,
Or Kalantra.
Oh,
Is
I
this
love
one of the great histories of the world, perhaps?
grand histories of the known world. So I'm not quite sure how my character might have knowledge of this. Does she?
So it comes under body.
Like the hidden
Yeah, okay,
culture
so-
of the Fomorians is like a hidden, it's like all those people talk about the hollow earth and stuff today. It's like the hidden lore of the Gloom is that the Fomorians live underneath you and they have all these. It's like the Skaven in Warhammer.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, you Kalantara, you know that the Fomori, the Ewig people, have been around for thousands of years before humans were running around, and of course your people are even older because plants came before insects came before mammals, so on. So the Fomori, yeah, they've been around for ages, and they used to have kind of beast gods that they'd sacrifice mammals to. not all Fomori are like that now, but yeah, they do have a fairly sort of dark heritage. But you know, that was years ago. These carvings are from 5,000 years ago, sort of stuff.
I'll relay that to the party.
The ones
Oh,
around the front door certainly weren't.
Yes, but I mean, yes, it's probably complete coincidence that cult lives in caves with signs to sacrifice of to God. No connection there.
Can I puzzle out what the runes actually say?
Yeah, they're just praising their great beast god, and talking about how they went to war with the fox folk, and they were eating the humans, and yeah, they were just expanding their empire in the name of their beast god.
This is a different beast god to the beast and tempest god that.
Nope, different one.
Okay.
So it looks like these former cultists got hit by a cult.
Intercult rivalries. They're hard. They're tragic.
Sometimes, Calentera, sometimes when we're in these sorts of civilized areas, we need to take some time to cull this plague of civilization that can really sweep across the land and destroy the natural wilderness that you'll find there. It's things like apple orchards, small cottages. So sometimes it is necessary to cut back the cities. And I hand Calentera sort of like a prototype of my pamphlet, and I kind of make it seem like there's going to be more like ideological ideas in there. And then when you open it up, it's literally just reviews of different pubs I've been to during our adventures.
It's like one of those. I don't know if you have them over where you are, but like like the local newspapers that are actually just advertising circulars.
Yeah. Exactly. There's like coupons, like yeah.
Bathurst always makes it sound like you're adventuring in the Cotswolds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, that's how I'm picturing it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This harsh and brutal wilderness.
Pleasant suburbia.
We watched lots of Escape to the Country here, but there's always a bit for us of like, hang on, it costs how much for that friggin' house?
All right. Well, Calentero looked at the pamphlet like, I understand what you're doing. Yes, you are gardeners for civilization. When civilization kind of gets too weedy and expands too much, you need some topiary. And you do that to, get the buildings out of the way where they really shouldn't be, make it tidy.
And I said, oh, go on, try something.
I was just going to say, in the meantime, I'm feeding these people who've been tortured.
Okay.
Sorry. I
They're grateful.
I tell Calentera, I kick over one of the like human skulls that are littering the ground, and I say with like a look of disgust, yeah, it's difficult for me to be in such places of civilization, but it's a necessary evil to visit these sort of these colonized areas to, as you said, cut back the topiary.
It needs to be shaped, Yeah, I this is why you are wonderful. People need to hear about your good work.
Karen, meanwhile, is just being lecturing on what he's discovered from these ruins and completely ignoring the fact that everyone's having conversations around him and not paying attention.
Yeah. Kira knows all the important details. Yeah.
Yasha and Tasha were like, thank you. And they just sort of sit because they're quite tired and weak.
Bathurst, do you think your trusty mule could ride them to a safe distance away and then return?
Yes, I think that's a perfect job for Belly Bud, I say, and my mule like clips his hooves and like kind of trots up by us, and then sort of just like lays down next to them. Yeah, sure, Tasher, have a seat. My mule will carry you to safety. And my mule kind of makes a braying noise like,
all right. So it'll it can take them out. That's fine. All right. From here, you can go across to the other chamber, or you can go back to the other two side entrances, or you can search around.
I mean, search around if there's anything more of
Alright.
interest in here.
Discern realities.
I think that's just a flat for me. That is a 7.
Let's get one. What should I be on the lookout for?
But what here is useful or valuable to me, I suppose? If it's
Yep.
searching around the place, right? Oh, I mean either, whichever.
There's a bag of scrolls behind a rock. It's just as off the side, opposite side of where Kieran was. It's got strange runes when you look at the scrolls.
I just throw them straight at Kieran. Like, open it up and I just say, from...
What is this garbage?
Yeah.
Kieran's still lecturing, like holding forth, and he just.
He's piled up the vines like a lectern, and he's going blah blah blah.
Completely lost in his own little world. I didn't even realize that that Tasha and Yasha have left with the mule. And yeah, what are the scrolls, I guess? Or can I recognize the scrolls?
Yep, they're to do with transformation. There's one you can transform into a fish, another one to a goat, and another one into an eagle.
Interesting.
Tara, you could see what this is like to be mammal.
Oh, icky. Interesting.
I mean, very good story, I think.
Yes. So I would. That would be fascinating. I'd love to try it. Write about it.
Don't start with fish. Maybe after we leave cave. But yes. Does the next chamber appear to be a? You know what I mean? Is it like a room or is it like a big corridor going? Does it appear to be like an ongoing route?
It's a small corridor that opens up.
Should we move on? I guess further into to see what the cult. until I'm just like, any moment now, cult will jump out and go, ha ha, you have stumbled into our trap. The trick is to look surprised.
Okay. What time of day it is? Is it? Do you think?
Early afternoon?
Oh, let's say 2 a.m. Okay. Right. PM. All right. So there's three of these things. Again, they're about 2 meters or 7 foot tall. And okay, so the half the chamber is about a couple of feet deep in water. There's a big shrine of an earwig made from like cane and wicker, general plant material. They appear to be looking up at the shrine. Anyone doing anything?
What's the shrine look like? Or
A
the
big
room?
earwig. A big earwig made from plant bits.
From plant bits.
Yeah, it's cane and
I cover Calantra's eyes. Second,
I can take this. I think.
Yeah.
Are the plants still?
Excellent. I'm going to push Kalanta forwards because the talking worked at the entrance.
So are these pincer creatures currently occupied doing their praying?
yeah, if you haven't made a lot of noise, they're just sort of praying at the shrine.
Praying at the shrine. So what is this up the shrine? Can Kalantara get behind the shrine and walk up and step through the two pincers? Or basically
that would be.
I think Kalantara sees this as a stage and she's naturally drawn to stages and so wants to make an entrance.
Okay. I think we'll hit the pause button there. Anyone need a toilet or anything? Or
I could do with that, yeah. 5-minute break?
5 minutes? Yep.
I wouldn't mind grabbing a drink. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Okay.
Cool.
this is the 6th time I've run this adventure, and it's very different every time. That's what's great about gaming.
I mean, Tricena's totally going to kill the Fomori as soon as they look sideways at anything, right? Like, there's plenty of dead bodies around.
Yeah. No, I ran one version of it with lizard folk instead, and the two players hadn't played since, for 20 years, since they back in the 2E days. So they would kill the lizard men and then skin them because they were poachers. Basically, they were they were going to make shoes and sell the leather. So, oh wow!
I mean, that's kind of what our Dryad's doing with their books of human skin, anyways. So.
Yeah. It's a different type of organ donation.
Apologies, guys. Got snared by my flatmates a little bit.
It's all good. Just give Jeremy a sec to come back. Oh.
While we're waiting,
You have a question?
I thought if we're waiting, I could get prepped on how combat works, but maybe I'll find out in a moment.
Yeah, everything's 2d6 rolls and yeah. Okay. You ready, Jeremy? Need another minute or?
No, I'm fine. Yeah, I just I like using it on my phone instead of the computer because the speakers are really bad. Like my headphones aren't good,
No
so I can use
worries.
the Bluetooth.
Okay. So you were trying to sneak around so that you come out of the shrine as if you're on a stage.
Out of character, I think what my character's about to do is pretty dumb and naive. Is this going to be annoying to the other players?
No, go for it. We don't plenty of dumb stuff in this campaign.
Just making sure.
All right. So you others would see her doing that. Are you doing anything, or are you just going to let her do it and see their reaction, or?
I know what I'm going to do. I already know what my plan is, but let's see how this plays out.
And can I have a description of this shrine again? You mentioned it's made of plant matter.
It looks, as in lots of fallen branches and vines have just been and wicker have been weaved into an earwig shape that's sort of twice the size of the earwigs worshipping at it.
I'm kind of picturing a wicker man, except in a centipede shape.
Yeah, in an earwig shape. There's some sort of red stain on some of the claws. Looks like because the claws are sort of flat out like that, so they obviously put stuff on there in the past.
And is this prayer? Is it making any sound? Are they chanting or singing or using instruments? Like what does it sound like in the room?
Chanting. Anyone got any ideas what it might sound like?
Chittering.
Chittering.
Yeah.
I
mean.
Oh, clicking pincers. Yeah, like clicking.
Oh. Okay, then I think I know what Kaladara is going to do. She wants to make a good impression. She wants to be, in her mind, respectful of what's going on. So she's going to go up to the shrine and to the rhythm of the clicking of the pincers, start doing a dance performance.
Like flamenco dancing or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Staccato. Yes. And if too much time goes by, are they looking down, or are they looking at the shrine?
No, they're looking at the shrine.
Okay. Just want to make sure she had an audience who was paying attention.
Yeah, roll Defy Danger Charisma. So add your Charisma bonus to a 2d6 roll.
All right, I'll pick, I don't know. Is lavender being used? Turquoise. 2d6, 2, and then do I just mentally add do I roll and then mentally add the
Yep.
Yeah.
modifier?
Which is 2
Submit.
in your
Okay,
case. Yep.
4.
Oof.
4 total.
3 plus 1,
so
plus whatever modifier is. Just charisma, you say? So that's another 2.
Yep.
That's still a fail, sadly, isn't it? On a
Wonderfully.
6.
I was not expecting, honestly.
All right. Bathus, you see 2 of the earwig things just grab Kalantra. What are you doing?
So there are 2 grabbing Kalantra, and
Yep.
there's one just on the side watching. Or
Well, he goes, and yeah, the other 2 go bang and grab her.
have they noticed me?
No.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to take my bow off my shoulder and kind of like angle my shot to try to shoot towards the 2 that have grabbed Calantra's mandibles.
Yep.
So attacking a surprise target at range.
Go for it.
Cool.
And just to be clear, this grabbing of my character, it was done in a threatening way, not like we're going to help you do a lift and a dance. Okay.
Yes. They were shocked and then angry.
That was just an awkward misunderstanding. They were getting into this and we're attacking them.
Yeah. The lift with the dance was probably the sepia how you thought it was going to go, but
Yeah,
no.
if I rolled a success. Sure.
So I got 7 plus 2, so 9.
All right. I think that's the cold shot. Yep. So you roll your damage, and that gets them. Because you're going for the head, weren't you?
No, so for the arm, so they drop anything
Oh,
they're
yeah.
holding.
Yep. So bang, you just go straight through the arm. That arm is useless. So one of them isn't grabbing you anymore because their arm got shot in the arm with the arrow. Kieran,
Well, Bathus is kind of
is he still back in the
pointed
other
away.
room?
No, I feel like Kieran is going to spread his wings as large and as high as he can
Okay.
and try and make himself look as imposing as an extremely short fox person can. And then finger gun.
So you're doing a spell, I'm guessing.
I'm doing magic missile, yeah. That is a 5, 6, 7, including my intelligence. Where is it? I cannot find my spells.
I feel like unwelcome attention is probably good since you did the big wing spread and that they're all gonna notice you.
Gotcha. Unwelcome attention on me. Cool. And I will do 3 points of damage. I was aiming for the head. No, the other one.
The other one. Okay. Head exploded.
See, if you aim for the head, they still let go.
Well, Karen, as always, I defer to you when it comes to matters of civilization. I'm totally out of my element here.
It does make sense. I am much the same when we're in the wild that we have been traveling through.
This is a freaking wild. All right. As if we don't know what's going to happen, but Tricenter, you'll go.
How many of the Fomorians are alive?
One with a wounded arm, other one that was sort of kneeling, and he's turning around. Is going to go for your cousin Kieran.
Cool. Well, yeah. What are you waiting for? A roll plus con, and again 8, and I think that means that the one that's going for Kieran is now going for me,
Okay.
but the other one is still free. So I will leap at the one that's attacking Kieran. And I guess I'll roll hack and slash, is it called?
Yep.
And that is plus strength, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep. So they're leaping for you, and their big pincers are going.
Yep,
little-
and that's a 9. My flaming axe, my two-handed burning axe.
Oh, you exchange harm. Lovely.
Mhm.
Okay, you. The pincer got you in the shoulder. You have
Mhm.
-1 con, with the con debility. You just feel a bit there, but you probably won't notice right now because you got adrenaline smacking through your skull and so on.
Mhm.
Yeah. So 2 points of damage plus that. How much damage do you do to it?
I do just 3 points of damage to it.
3 points. It's still up. Not terribly well.
And it's on fire, or it's hitting. It's burning as well.
On fire. Yeah. They hate fire. So the one that he just smacked into is on fire. It's gonna dive into the water. It's going, and there's this really acrid smell coming off it. So one's head's missing. One's got, yeah. So there's one with a hurt arm that's still going for Kieran. Kalantra.
So my character is being held up by one of them still? I'm not quite sure.
No, because one of them got his head blown off, so he's no longer holding you. The other one got shot in the arm. So the two that had grabbed you aren't grabbing you anymore. One of them turned around to leap at Kieran. You can do something, or you can look at the shrine, or you can just start writing notes. It's up to you.
Oh, okay. So my character's not currently under attack.
No.
Okay. I think Carantella is just going to misinterpret everything. You have to, if you want autographs, you have to wait until after the performance. Not in the middle. Thank you, guys. These groupies are just too much. And that's my action.
Yep. I think the Fomori just sort of look at you and look at Kieran. It's like, what? Bathurst, what are you up to?
So now there's one with the hurt arm.
Yeah, that one's
And-
going for Kieran.
There's one that's like bathing itself in the acrid water.
Out in the fire, so he's not a threat to anyone.
Hmm.
One had his head blown off, and yeah, the third one has got a wounded arm. It's going for Kieran at the minute.
So let's see. I always have Kieran's back. So I'm gonna fire a volley into the beast's what are those things called? The center of the body? What is that? Carapace? Is that
The
right?
thorax.
The thorax? Yeah, exactly. Into the beast's thorax. Yep. That's exactly the word I was looking for. Cool. So can I go?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. 6 plus 2, so 8.
Right, so bam. Yep, that would be cool shot again because I'm not looking at you. So, all right, bam. No damage.
D8.
There's one kind of half floating in the water going.
It's a 4.
So it goes straight into him. That one's dead. There's one head blown off, one shot in the chest, and the other one, pardon me, yeah, half burnt, but alive in the water. Triceno, you're up. What are you doing?
Well, I mean, you said there was one still alive, floating in the water. Yeah, it's not anymore.
All right. So they're all dead.
Well, maybe the rest of them didn't hear that, and we can still, as long as we're quick.
So all the insects in the room are now deceased. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
All right. Oh my goodness. Bards need to come here much more often. They're just too excited. That's I mean, I like the praise and the excitement, but that was too much. Way over the top.
It was good distraction. Good work, Kalantara.
Oh, I can be very distracting, I know, but that was truly too distracting. I should have toned it down.
And to think you hadn't even got to the pyrotechnics yet. And I'd like to. I'd like to use prestidigitation to light the bottom of the
the shrine.
if you don't mind.
How about Kalantara will just observe, the statue, its significance, its shape. Is there anything alive on it? That kind of thing.
This sounds like discern reality, so yeah, roll plus wisdom.
Okie dokie. 2 die. Submit. Reroll selected. Sorry. Tink. 7 plus my wisdom. 0, so 7.
Okay. So you can have, what happened here recently, what is about to happen, what should I be on the lookout for, what here is useful or valuable to me.
What should I be on the lookout for?
Well, I mean, Tricena's axis. Stay the hell away from that. But,
Stay away from what?
Tricena's axe.
Okay. Okay.
There's, looks like there's a pile of loot behind the shrine. I don't know whether your character's into loot or not, but you would notice it.
Depends what the loot is. I mean, is it like seeds? Is it pools? I don't know if my character cares about like metal, like gold or not. I'm not sure. What's the loot?
Big bag of stuff. There's no seeds or. Yeah, all right. There's a small bag of seeds there as well.
Okay. What kind of seeds?
Like 30 seeds of a willow tree.
All right. Gear.
So Bathus retrieves his arrow and then goes to inspect this pile of miscellaneous objects that Kalantara has found.
All right. There's 3 vials or little potions. There is 12 gems, we'll say emeralds. And there's a severed hand, which has a slight eldritch glow to it.
So Bathus goes for the hand and leaves everything else.
Tricena will pick up the jewels and toss half of them to Kier, a third of them to Kier and a third of them to Kalantara, and then pocket the rest. And then say to the Kalantara, you could buy like compost with this or something, I guess.
Oh, that's weird. What would someone do with this? Like holding up like some gems and gold and whatnot.
Throwing them in the air as a like, ooh, pretty shiny. Yeah.
Well, they're not even proper rocks.
What is that in your hand, Bacthus? And what is it?
You could do a better pun than that.
Yeah.
What do you have on hand?
Yeah.
So do I know? Does anything reveal itself to me when I pick up the hand?
I think you hear Teresa's voice saying, "What do you want?"
I'm stunned. I bring the hand up to my mouth and I just say, Teresa?
I thought we'd taken a break. Really?
Teresa, can you hear me?
Obviously, I'm responding. Oh God, you can be so extra sometimes. Oh, look.
I
fine.
look over at Kieran. I look over at the hand, and then I like hide the hand in my back.
Karen looks unaccountably relieved, like, oh, thank God.
Okay. As Kieran looks away in relief, he would notice a map on the wall that's been carved. It shows like the river and the cave, and there's two towns. One looks like it's about a day away, but there's another one about a week away on the other side of a forest. But there's a lot of scratch marks around the town that's a week away.
Do I get the impression that this is the marks they've been making while planning, or
Yes, you do.
okay?
They look
So
nice.
not that this has already happened in the past, and it's too late to do anything about it.
There's recent little bits of debris around the claw marks. So
Right now, if I'm reading this correctly, I believe that the other 495 creatures of this cult may very well be on their way to scratch out this town.
Oh, why? Let's just do it for them, and Kaltar will scratch out the town.
I mean, either that or they're going to go and murder all of the people in the town that is represented on this map. One of the two.
Why would they do that? Are
Death
they getting
cult, yeah.
overgrown? Are the humans getting overgrown there? Are they also gardeners?
I think in this
It's a deep
case,
philosophical question, I think. Bathus, what do you think?
I think in this case, Kalantara, the people are the ones we need to protect from the weed of civilization.
Correct.
Are you all right, Kieran? Are you sick? I think those pincers might have had poison.
I think perhaps that this is a situation where this cult is in fact not quite what we thought it was. It is more, rather than a topiary that needs to be trimmed back, perhaps they are pests or termites that need to be dealt with.
So how many corpses do I see in the room right now?
3.
3. What? That doesn't make sense. It seems like, if anything, we should go to the town and kill 3 humans. We're trying to keep balance, right?
You will just follow my lead. Don't kill any humans, okay?
Okay.
Unless I kill one first, in which case, go wild. But not Bathus. Bathus is fine.
Kieran is looking very much like he regrets ever relying on metaphor for this situation.
But I mean, if it looks like they're going to attack this town, I would totally either want to stop it before they can, or rush to that town to warn them and try and head off there.
Right.
Depending on which is
The
happening.
shrine, or you're just leaving it and heading out of the caves, or?
I think Kieran burned it, didn't he?
Oh, I thought he was just been like coloured lights at her feet. Are you actually setting fire to the shrine?
I was looking around it at first, just like I thought before burning it might be fun, but I thought I'd look at it first.
Oh yeah. But I figured once Kalantara had finished admiring its things, Kieran was going to.
Oh wow, that would be beautiful.
Yeah.
And maybe if we catch it fire, like we could find out like where the wind goes. Either that, there's no wind, and we'll just be in a bunch of smoke. I won't be able to see anything then, so I don't know if that's a good idea to light it indoors if there's not like good ventilation.
Oh, well, we will leave quickly.
All right, and so back to the human thing. Why can't we just let them have the raid and like count how many humans there are and how many dead insects there are, and just even out the number?
Because I am not very good at counting.
Oh, and so just want to stop it from happening to keep the numbers low. That makes sense.
Plus, someone has to tell story, and humans tell better stories. And
What? They do?
oh yeah, so they tell it to more people because they don't necessarily kill and sacrifice all people to their ancient god.
Counter, we're in the business of preserving the wilderness, not evening out wilderness civilization. These things no, we want to preserve what the wilderness has already offered us. The wilderness has offered us this beautiful little rural community, and we're trying to protect it from the marauding raids of these civilized beasts.
So that's backwards.
And just to be clear, who's the marauding beast?
We are.
It's best not to overthink these things. But is it do we think that they're heading there already?
Yes.
Then,
Yes.
yeah, then definitely.
All right. So we go to the Undertaker Perilous Journey.
I think I'll have Caltera take some of those rocks and heavy rocks and
The gems.
That's right, the gems.
Yep.
And they're good for compost, and I guess they're missile weapons as well.
Just lob one at someone's face.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I mean, especially the gold seems like it'd be really really good for throwing it. Better than a rock. If you're gonna throw a rock at someone, gold seems like a good choice. I'll start collecting gold in order to make things to throw at people.
4 emeralds worth 50 coins each. That's a bloody lot of compost you can buy.
All right. Well, maybe not compost. We'll see. Maybe some more instruments. But let's just keep going. I'm sorry. I put down 50 something gold or emerald or something.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Who wants to be scout for Undertaker Perilous Journey? So look out for danger.
I'd like to do that.
Okay. Roll plus wisdom.
All right. Selected. Reroll. 12 plus, I think, 0.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. And what do I do now?
So you got 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So you avoid trouble basically.
Oh, okay. I thought I picked something. Okay.
Who wants to be quartermaster to handle rations?
I'll be quartermaster.
Yeah.
All right, Bathurst, roll plus wisdom.
6.
6. All right. All right, I'll do that in a second. And Trailblazer. So this is about the amount of time. It's got to be either Tricena or Kieran in this case.
I think Kieran, because he's flapping his wings and making little hops ahead of us, gliding.
Trying
and
to hop off and get a view of where we're going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
My flights have extended to 30 seconds at a time at this point.
Where are you going? Shit.
I got it. I don't got it. Oh crap. That is an 8 plus 1, so a 9.
Okay. Yep. All right, so everything's going well except the rations. So. All right, up ahead you can see a group of Fomori chanting alongside that. There's sort of some in the river. It's it's slightly wooded hills, and there's a river going through the middle. There's some Fomori in the river. There's some on the riverbanks on each side, and they head be some sort of riverside religious festival, and they're chanting.
Can I ask a question? We've kind of used the contact spirit spell in the past to summon dead spirits, necromancy, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Is that restricted to that, or could I summon the spirit of the river?
Jeez, now we're getting into some rivers of London shit, aren't we? Let's have a look.
Is that a ritual?
Spell.
Oh, just a spell.
It just says, name the spirit you wish to contact, or leave it to the GM, and you can pull it close enough to answer a question. I don't know, if we do it as a ritual, could we get more out of this? I'm kind of hoping for like full-on tidal wave down the river, but that might be a little extreme.
That'd be cool. That would solve all of our problems instantly.
That's a one question. Yeah, no, we can do the spirit of the river. All right.
Cool. I'd like to try and creep close enough to the river then without drawing their attention to summon the spirit of the river and have a chat.
500 feet upstream or downstream, whatever. Yep, that's fine.
Excellent. What would you like me to do for that?
Well, it's just a roll to do your spell, basically.
Okay. That'd be a 6 on the dice, so an 8 total.
Okay. Jeremy, what do you think this river spirit looks like?
So I think it has a long, kind of shaggy mane and a long snout like that of a zebra. But when it talks, instead of the snout opening, the like neck opens and like you hear like the voice from like down here, and there's sort of like water tendrils sort of coming out, and then it closes again. So it's almost like a giant headpiece, like a mask or headpiece.
Mane made of riverweed, sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool. All right. All right. So, what's your question to this river spirit?
Oh, great, river spirit! Thank you for coming at my call. I am Karen the Magnificent, leader of this party, and we hoped to call upon your aid. There are dread creatures seeking to impose their twisted, civilized ways upon the untouched wilderness of the town ahead of us. We wish to ask of you, is there anything you can do to aid us in protecting this wilderness from such civilization, and what we might do to enlist your aid?
That if you are willing to deal with them, basically it can make lots of noise. It can flow quicker and as if it's a sudden downpour or whatever, and basically mask your approach.
Could he make that to the point that he separates whatever forces are on the separate banks so they can't aid each other?
Sure. Some of them, yeah. The ones that are in the water, you can certainly flush downstream a fair bit.
Okay. That would lend itself to the idea that if we tried to attack them while they're in the middle of the crossing, we could get some of them swept away and others cut off, so we're not overwhelmed.
If you give me the mule, I can kill them all for you.
Sacrifice the mule to the river to get it to kill all the Fomori.
Just what? Because out of laziness, or because Tricena, are you saying that you would rather the river do all this thing for us, and the river take all the glory?
I mean,
I
He
mean,
does
there are
have a point.
500 of there are like maybe 500 of them, but I'm confident about our chances. I just wanted Kieran to be able to do his cool thing, you know?
Yeah, there's about 50 here.
Oh, 50, it's fine.
This is a great mule.
It's worth 2 mules.
It's worth at least 2 mules.
Well, so these are the attacking Fomori, right? That we've caught up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay.
The town's only about an hour away.
Blake, so to prove my mule's worth, Bathis is going to sneak it ahead. I've been training my mule this whole time, and finally our weeks of training have paid off, and my mule is now able to search. So I'm going to command my mule to aid me in searching the area and finding out what here is useful to us, or these sorts of questions. Should I roll for that, or should I?
No, that's fine. Do you have telepathy with a mule or whatever?
Yeah. So the
I just have
mule So the mule understands my, let's see. Can't talk to it per se, but it acts as I wish it to. It's a supernatural connection. And when I say, for example, discern realities, I can add its cunning to the roll.
Right.
That's the mechanical part of it.
I think the mule will sort of sneak around the bushes and have a look, and then it comes back and it keeps kind of gesturing towards. There seems to be some priest in the middle that's doing more chanting and gesturing to the others, and it's kind of gesturing, "Hey, there's the leader," sort of thing.
So my mule is pantomiming that this earwig in the center of the group is the leader.
Yeah, he keeps pointing over there, and you can see that one appears to be leading the ceremony. Now, Kalantra, you dreamt about all this. What happened in the dream?
So my dream started out with this setting, like seeing this river and all the.
Yep, and his mule sneaking around looking, and Kieran talking to the river spirit, all of it. What happened in the dream next, though?
The priestess was able to, the Formera, was able to make all the Formera just engorged, like water flowed into them, and they became even huger and more powerful. And the priestess had a human child that was sacrificed. Oh, by the way, am I going to crossing any lines with that one? By the way, sorry. In order to that's the deal that the priestess had with the river.
They did, and that did some huge buff on all the Fomori.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Are you going to say anything, or are you just sort of having flashbacks to having this dream in the past, or?
Does my character have a history of having premonitions, or just oh, deja vu? That's so. Have my premonitions been accurate in the past?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's amazing. Guys, wait a second. We need to get to a new vantage point and explain to them my dream about what I saw. If this is going to happen, my dreams usually come true. We probably want to be up in a tree so we can get a really good view, so we can see everything and record it well.
Or we could kill priestess and none of this be problem. Thank you for the very important information.
My dream won't come true then. The awesome thing won't happen.
Oh, but another awesome thing will happen.
Oh.
Trust me, you'll see.
Oh, okay. If you're right, where would be the best place to view it from? The awesome thing.
You need to get closer.
Oh, right by my side.
Wow. Okay, this is not what I dreamed of. It's better than anything I could have dreamed of. Let's do this.
I'm going to let these guys charge off ahead, and I'm going to, assuming the river spirit hasn't left, I'm going to turn back to it, and I want to try and convince it that this foul, civilized creature wishes to steal your power for its unearthly goals. Are you really willing to stand aside and let that happen, or will you strike alongside us for the wilderness?
You get a feeling it seems angry and then kind of happy at the same time, and it disappears. And you hear the Fomori started yelling stuff as you can see the river speed up.
Terracena, the mighty. When do I start playing your heroic music?
Just yells and charges straight at the like as the water surges, right, he just like leaps and gets carried on a wave like into the starting to cut a sway straight towards the priestess in glorious battle.
I guess I'll start having to play my music. I actually have a mechanic here. The next time someone successfully assists the target with aid, get +2 instead of +1. Does that make sense in this context to be doing battle music for Terracetta the Mighty?
Yeah, it depends. That happens if someone aids me, but I like that for sure. Like, yeah.
Don't know if someone's gonna aid you, but you've got your background music going for you.
Great. So
Ooh,
if Tricena's going in for a swing, Bathus is aiding him by riding in and creating a big distraction with his mule. Because basically what he does is he unfastens some of the like metal like stakes and things for tents and different other metal implements we have just for dungeoneering.
Yep.
So that every time the mule steps, it sort of makes a large sort of crashing sound, like a cymbal. And then he sort of jumps up on it, side saddle, and just sort of like rides it towards the group of civilized airwigs.
All right. When Calaterra hears this happening, she adjusts her music to incorporate the musical intonations of the cymbals going crash, crash, crash. It's as accompaniment to the music.
Great.
I'll get you to do Bathurst. Get you to do Defy Danger Dex.
Okay. Can I still use it to aid Tricena, or
Yeah.
is it?
Well,
Okay, great.
Just get you to do it without falling off.
Okay, cool. All right. Hell yeah! I just got a 11 plus 2, so 13.
Cool. Well, that's all right. So you're making the noises and the hearts. You're doing the distraction. Calandra incorporates her music. Before Tricena attacks the priestess, Kieran, are you doing anything?
I feel like Kieran is going to look around and realize that he's kind of been left back in this clearing upriver, like well away from this entire fight. Everything's left him behind. But he's also going to realize that there's no one around to see if he screws this up. And he's going to attempt to take off properly for the first time.
All right.
What would you like me to roll?
Probably Defy Danger Con.
Defy Danger Con?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Straight dice roll, no bonuses. Seven.
either you can, some of the Fomori fleeing the river are going to charge straight towards you, or you tripped and fell into the river and you get flushed straight towards the priestess.
With a 7, did I fail?
Oh, hang on. No, yeah, you're right. So, well, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's a hard outcome. So,
Flies and comes crashing down hard, or gets attacked by arrows as they fly overhead, or
yeah, so
a Fomori with wings. Ooh.
Yes.
In response, a bunch of the Fomori take off.
A squadron scrambles to come take you out. And, yeah,
I'm going to say 2. You can have 2 with wings chase after you, or you can take off, but you're coming down at an angle towards the priestess.
I think I quite like the idea of like Kieran finally taking off. Like, I can do this, and you can't touch me. And then wings appear.
Yeah, and 2 of them, not on all of them, just on a couple of them, just. Zing.
Yeah, Kieran thinks he's absolutely safe, and he's completely outflanked them, and a couple of them pop wings up.
Okay. Tricena, the priestess is the sort of water. She seems to be standing there with one claw hanging onto a big branch. The river's hooning past. A lot of the Fomori are getting, like, half of them are washed downstream and others just clinging onto stuff. But the priestess has got sort of water rushing over her while she's chanting and yelling. She looks really annoyed. Her pincers going. And she seems to be getting bigger.
Mm-hmm. Well, I yell out, priest of the old earwig, face Tricena the Mighty, and I will scream out, what are you waiting for? And I'll take my +2 to that, because I think I've done the math, and it works out better if I manage to pull this one off first. And I do. I get a 10+. So I am the most obvious threat to be dealt with. They will ignore my companions. I take +2 damage on going against them, and then, I'm going to leap towards her and try and hit her.
No worries. Oh, you had her attention anyway. This lovely big bit of food runs at you.
I know, but maybe I'm thinking that dealing with me is more important than buffing the rest of the Fomori.
Yeah.
Well,
half of them got swept downstream, so that plan went out the window.
There's always the other half to worry about, right? That is only, I think that's my first failure on a attack someone. That's a 4, 6, and 1 off. Does anyone want to aid?
I think that's what Baptist was doing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it. And I spent it on my other one. One, didn't I? Yeah.
Kalantra was aiding with music, so you've already got that.
Mm.
So that's
yeah.
fine.
Then yes. So yeah, I got that then.
Doing that.
Got a mid-range, so I exchange harm.
Okay. Yep. Roll your damage.
D10 +1. 7 and 9 actually, because I got their attention with what are you waiting for? So 9. I've challenged the Fomori's chosen to single battle. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So you do your damage?
Yeah, 9 damage, and I imagine I get smacked back by a giant bug.
She sort of grabs your 2 claws and throws you into the air. You're about 50 feet in the air. Kieran, you can try and catch him, or this will be Defy Danger Int. You can.
Okay. I guess I will try and catch my cousin.
As the 2 Fomori, you swoop and barrel roll around us.
So that's a 7 on the dice. You did int, right?
Yes.
So that'll be a 9 total.
Okay. So you can catch him, but it means the other 2 catch up and get a good position against one of you. Or you can not catch him and you get a better position on them.
I think I will catch Tricena, because then I can also use him as a shield between me and these flying bugs.
And I imagine that I reach the top of my arc, I start to go down, and then Kieran swoops in, grabs me, and he like looks really victorious, and then my weight just pulls him down, and then he's hurriedly flapping as they start to catch up, and then I'm like, "Swing me, cousin, swing me!" But, yeah.
Can I make an attack roll with a a projectile Tricena?
Is that? I'll just cross over to Calandra. Are you just still playing music, or are you going to move somewhere, or do the spell or thing?
So I'm guessing I can only do one thing at a time. So if I want to like throw one of my high visibility stones at the priestess, can I do that? And that would mean I'd. All right. How many?
So.
Yeah. How many high visibility stones does my character have?
You can have. You got 4.
4 high visibility stones. All right. I'll check one of them at the priestess.
Are you talking about the gems?
Yeah. They're high visibility stones, right?
All right. Yep. All right.
I mean, they said they're good for stuff, and I figured they're good for like seeing where you're throwing. So I have 4 now or 3. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking.
4.
4.
Yep.
All right, and so I roll. Well, I guess I do 1d6 damage, or or I roll to see what happens. Never mind. If I hit, then I do damage. All right. Roll selected. 9 plus, I guess, probably 0. What do I add to this, if anything?
Dex.
Dex.
Is 1.
Oh, plus 1. Okay.
10.
So 10. So.
Yep. So you hit her. She's distracted. She's.
Do I?
So she's
roll a d6 of damage? Again, I'm not sure how this goes.
Were you trying to damage her, or were you just trying to distract her?
Oh, probably distract.
So she's sort of looking at you and looking at the gem. She stopped focusing on Tricena, and she stopped chanting as well. So that's fine. You get that distraction as well. Bathus, you were still charging in, firing your bow, or are you going to get swords out, or what are you doing?
Let's see. All right, so I see this all go down. So I see Tricena being lobbed up in the air. Kieran sort of desperately flapping and just sinking like a stone. I'm trying to like think on my feet, so I hop off Belly Bud because I'm side saddle, so I'm like kind of easily off him, and kind of slap him on the flank and direct him over towards where I think Kieran is gonna land pretty hard with Tricena, hoping I can get my tireless mule to break their fall.
Okay. All right. So that's fine. The mule will head over to under their direction and sort of keep an eye on them. Are you attacking, or are you going to use your bow, or?
Sure. Yeah. I guess once I do that, well, go on.
There's 3 Fomori headed for you, but they're like 100 foot off at the minute. So they're just getting their stuff and they're starting to head in your direction.
Sure. Yeah. So I guess I'll shoot at the Fomori closest to me.
That would be the priestess. Okay. Yep.
Okay. Cool. It's 10.
All right. Cool. That's not a called shot because she's aware of you, but that's still a hit. That's fine. Right. Damage.
Damage is 4.
She 9. So that's scroll up there. All right, so it's 13 so far. Yep. Now she's about 20 foot tall at this point because the water sort of buffed her. Now, Kieran and Tricena, you were going to throw Tricena at her or something, or?
I'm actually thinking of Tricena's waist is bringing me towards the ground. Yeah. I might kind of let that happen, but the priestess is a little distracted by rocks being flung at her head, shiny rocks, and arrows striking her. I think this is the point where she thinks she thinks that she's just throwing away this threat, and it's just about to get dropped right behind her, like on her back. So
you
yeah, Karen's going to try and swoop down and drop Tricena directly onto her back.
All right. That's fine. Yeah, you can. Well, actually, do defy danger dex, because the outcome will depend how the other two get close to you.
Okay, that's a 5 on the dice, which means I believe it's a 6 total. Yeah, +1 dex.
Okay. So either you drop him early, but you avoid the other two, or you drop him where you want, but the other two are on you.
I think I drop him right where I want, but I've underestimated how quickly the other two can catch up with me.
All right. So you'll take 4 points of damage and -1 con debility as they sort of grab you and their stingers get you. But you drop Tricena right where it needs to be.
Okay. Cool.
Tricena, you are right behind the 220-foot priestess.
Thought you were rid of me, huh? I'm back. And stab her in the back with my axe.
All right, roll hack and slash.
That is a 10.
All right. She's got this sort of thin veil of water swirling around her. She's buffed and, yep, roll your damage.
Yeah, my burning axe sends clouds of steam as it cuts through the water. My damage is only four forceful and messy. So I imagine it still staggers her a bit, but she's big. So
Yep.
Yeah.
That's enough, though. Okay, so she's got one of her claws has got one of the gems, and she looks at Calandra and then at you, and then she sort of collapses into the water. The Fomori sort of yell and cry, and some of them are still running towards Bathos. Others are just, nope, we're out of here. They're running for it.
what does Bathos do, I guess, as he gets run out by...
Yep, Bathos is still 3 running towards you with spears. There are other Fomori legging it. What are you up to?
So my mule's kind of confused because he tried to be like sort of act as like a landing pad for Tricena, but one of his qualities is he's slow. So he like tried to get there, but he didn't make it in time at all. So now he's kind of like looking over at the Fomori, like wondering what to do next. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to command my mule to see if it can figure out why these 3 are still fighting when their comrades have retreated.
Yeah, let me back up a step. The 3 that were headed towards Bathos, they're about 50 feet away, and they're just sort of looking at you thinking, are we going to fight, or what are we doing? They're not sure what they're doing. The 2 next to Kieran are running off with Kieran. They've got his arms. Bathos.
Ah, I see. Okay, so I think this is it's more straightforward. So I think I'll ignore my mule for now, and just kind of fire an aimed shot if I can, at one of the Fomori holding Kieran.
No, I think they're expecting danger, so it'll just be normal volley. But yep, go.
Okay, great. All right.
You hear a voice in your head, Karen's voice. Aim for the head, Bathos.
It's a double 6s. I don't know. Is there like critical hits?
All right.
Yeah, so it would be a 14.
Bloody hell. All right. Roll damage.
It's a different one. Let's see. 2.
That's all right. It's still us, right? So it gets smacked in the head. It lets go of Kieran and sort of stumbles to the ground. It's like, what's going on? Calandra, are you going to do anything?
I think I'll start, singing again. Tricena the Mighty is here to save the day. Look out, watch out, don't get in his way. Kind of
Yep.
stuff.
All right.
Kieran turns to the one kidnapping him. Oh God, just kill me now.
All right. It's it's still trying to run off with you. Tricena, you doing anything? You can throw your axe. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, throw my axe. Why not? See, it feels like something I would do.
Worked.
Can I say that it's you know, I am being sung on, and this is spurring me the fame and the glory of making this shot. You know.
Yep.
That is a 9.
This
If
is volley,
Bathurst,
by the way.
yes, yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's a 9. Is there a way to aid me with a volley? Calantra is singing. Is Bathurst able to do anything to aid me? Do you think?
I think his mule's running at an astounding speed, full tilt towards the thing. He just doesn't want to hurt its friend Kieran. It bonded with Kieran.
It's running underneath Kieran, it's fulfilling your last order to break the fall, right? It's following Kieran to break his fall. Yeah,
to help him out. Yep.
Yeah.
Astoundingly slow.
In the mule move. Yep.
So is that? Do you need to roll for help out? I can't remember.
No. You just say
Okay.
+1. It's fine.
Cool. So that's a 10 then on volley.
All right. Bam. And there's bits of Fomori's head explodes like napalm. Yeah. And the music's in the background. Kieran is covered in furbog Fomori bits.
Can I say that, like, there's that big the axe hits it burning and it just explodes, right? And Kieran goes firing down out to the ground in like smoke landing on the back of the donkey, whilst the other Fomori that was holding him like goes into like a crazed barrel roll, firing off into the distance on fire.
Sounds good.
This is better than my dream.
Oh, I hope so. Alrighty. Okay. So yeah, it looks like they're fleeing. You killed the giant 20-foot priestess, and you stopped the raid on the town because the town's only like an hour away. These were raiders that were prepping to go there.
We saved that poor wilderness. I get it.
Now let us get it to the best part. We go get reward.
Is there someone famous we're gonna meet? I mean, what's our reward?
No one more famous than Tricena the Mighty.
Oh, of course. I'm pleased to meet you.
But I will.
True in this point.
I will chop off the priest's massive pincers to take back to the town as proof that the Fomori attack was averted.
I guess I'll retrieve one of my high visibility stones if I can find it.
Yep. It's just
high visibility, so.
The mule will wait next to Kieran so he can sort of lean on it and come back and
It's funny, Kieran, because when I imagined your wings, I imagined them not like as wings coming out of your back, but just as like, if you've ever seen like a flying squirrel, how it's got the wings attached to its arms. So then when you grab Tricena, it would be like a leg lock kind of thing, but just like...
I kind of had them, because they were described as harpy wings, I kind of had them expecting like they were coming out of my shoulders, like some of the Aarakocra images. Yep. But either way is very funny, thinking of Kieran, tiny little weak Kieran trying to hold up giant Tricena.
All right. So you head into the town. The town's called River. All right. So you, the town guard are there. Sort of, what happened to you guys? What's going on?
I nudge Kalantara in the thing.
Have I got a tale for you? Hear the tale of the mighty ones who split the Fandorm. What are they called again?
Fomidor.
Amori.
Yeah, there we go.
Who smite the Fandmori. You would have had a terrible time. You would have been sorry if we had not come to save the day. You would not have anyone left to slay. We are the ones who saved the day.
They look at you and, but no, that sounds pretty legit. Get some goop off Kieran's shoulder. Yep, this looks like Fomori.
And I point to the huge pincers that had been buffed from the water.
All right, so they sort of escort you in, and looks like we owe this lot of drink. So
the huge pincers definitely on the back of the mule, aren't they? Like strapped as though it's like his pincers on across his body.
So they take you to the tavern. The tavern's very run down. It's not high quality, I'm afraid. It's like 2-star tops.
But what makes it 2-star?
With the wind behind it.
Well, we would have to ask, what makes it 2-star, Bathus?
So the reason that this inn is incredibly mediocre is going to be the hair. Really, the roast hair are barely hair at all. I would say, they're extremely young conies, and you would think that would make them pretty tender, but they just end up being overcooked because I don't think they changed the recipe at all to account for the extreme youth of their quarry.
Yeah.
And he describes more about the hair and different qualities of the hair.
All right.
But we're going there anyway because it's the only one in town.
Yep. It's a small
all right.
village.
Well, I'll have to go in and say, I heard so much about your hair. I'd like to order your hair, please.
Okay. So, yeah, that's right. You they throw you a feast, which is stew and not very good food. The ale's not bad. It's not great.
Yeah, and they've got potato spirits, right? So it's all good. Grain vodka. Yeah.
Calantera is going to get the hair, look at it, be disgusted, and like, that's just a dead carcass. Where's the hair?
Why did you shave it first?
Exactly. That's the best part.
Alrighty.
I think Kieran would very much like a bath at this point.
All right. They don't really have an inn so much as a barn you can stay in for free. And as for a bath, well, there's a river like 100 foot over that way.
Kieran feels a little bit awkward about the fact that he knows the spirit of the river.
He goes over to the river like, hey, man.
On the other hand, Tristan does leave him completely covered and disintegrated.
All right. We'll sort of move into epilogues. What happens in and around town in the near future? We'll go with Tricenter.
The Fomori return. All of them now made into like a mecha Fomori. All standing and interlinking, and the last shot you see is of the silhouette of a great wings and a flaming axe carried by a figure held aloft by another figure with those wings, descending from the sun towards this Fomori mecha.
Chronologically, we might have that happen after the others.
Oh, it could be before. Kieran helped me out before, like we won clearly because Tricenter's not going to be beaten. He's Tricenter the Mighty. So
it's like an organic mecha made of Fomori.
Ancient Fomori magic. But as I have shown,
Fomori are secretly able to Voltron together.
Yes. Form Voltron, Formoratron.
All right. Bathus, what do you think happens in the near future for you or the group or something in that town?
I think so. Bathus completes his guide to that town. I think for him specifically, Teresa stops communicating him through the hand after he makes maybe an appropriate request from her. He never hears from her again, I think.
Oh, okay. What about Ghoul Teresa? Is she still talking to you?
Ghoul Teresa, maybe in the future, maybe one day he'll meet Ghoul Teresa once more.
This comes under sentences you think you'll never say aloud.
I think Bathis. This is Bathis's origin story from becoming like a critic who genuinely loves the things that he writes about to a critic who has like something deep inside of him that's like broken and unhealthy and like hates the things that he writes about, but like he'll never enjoy it again. So maybe one day in his adventures he'll rediscover what he loved about these rural communities.
Do you become like the anti, the like you're a villain now? You travel the wilderness, leaving 1-star Yelp reviews of every restaurant, destroying businesses and economies as you go.
He starts wearing all black. Well, go on, sorry.
Am I the only one picturing the critic from Ratatouille here?
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
So he starts wearing all black and steepling his fingers every time he sits down for a meal.
Dear. Kalancha, what do you think? There's a sort of an epilogue for you, or the party, or something?
I think Kalantara enjoy it. Will of course make a tale for this, and after and start doing a circuit of 30 towns, place or groves, telling the tale, and at each place planting one of those willow trees,
Okay,
and then on the circuit, kind of having like one night stands with the willow trees once they've matured at the 30 different places that the entertainment circuit. It's like she's got her wood in each town that she's planted.
Kalanchura gets canceled for grooming.
No, it's
Sorry.
Well, dryads are plant creatures, so really you can make yourself pregnant with one of the seeds.
That's true.
It's up to you, because they ain't human. Alrighty. Kieran, what do you think happens in Kieran's future?
Yeah, I feel like Kieran workshops his new like Kieran the Magnificent name, and then immediately drops it as soon as Tritina says the first time, "Oh, you're copying me," or something along those lines. And then he continues with his studies. Yeah, I think we just jump ahead to that to the Mecca more.
All right. And there's sort of Kalandra's playing dramatic music as the U2 versus the Mecha Fomorian and credits. All right. Jolly good. Okay. Let's go to end of session. So yeah, you get 1 experience points for any failure rolls, 6 or less. Now, did we learn something new and important about the world? Well, apparently there's Fomori with wings and can organically merge into mecha. That's one. There's river spirits. So you'll get 1 for that. Notable monster or enemy, definitely. They had more hit points than the dragon. Because I'm thinking, how can I get Kieran to fly? Oh yeah, I can just smash him into the air and then someone can... Yep, that works. Do we loot memorable treasure? Yeah, you got high-vis stones. You got a hand that looks to talk to dead people.
30 willow tree seeds.
Yeah. So you get 3 each from all of that lot. You continued with your ranger training stuff. So you 10 XP for that. Yeah. It all worked out.
Cool. Well, I've leveled up. If we ever play Dungeon World again, I will definitely return to try Senna because it's very simple, but he's very fun to play.
Yeah, we'll do stars. The walking out behind the shrine. We had to do a performance. That was great. I never expected that. Yeah, I like Kieran flying with the two Femori, Femori flying behind him like he's Falcon in Marvel MCU. Bathurst's persistence with I'm going to rate every tavern and stuff. That's great. And Tricenter's just, nah. After a certain point, I'm going to pull the pin and now the axe comes out. And it's always good, reliable fun. Will, what's some stars for you?
Well, Kalantara definitely lived up to the overwhelmingly positive and enthusiastic about everything. I love that. Kieran got to fly, always good. The opportunity, straight up big things to murder, and Bathurst's epilogue. That was great. Becoming the evil critic of the land. I love that heel turn there.
All right, Bathurst, some stars for you.
Yeah, I love the set piece. I love the river spirit set piece and how that kind of came out with like the 4 party members all sort of contributing to it. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, I love I felt like there was a really good sense of closure. Like I really liked everyone's epilogues. The mecha civilized earwig was very, very cool. Yeah, very, very cool.
If you guys did it, maybe like the mule was in the middle and you were all the.
Sure, yeah.
So it's just a mule's head, and then.
Yeah, when Kalantara sews us, I think probably she can sew. It seems like a bardic thing to be able to do. When she sews our brand, it'll be the mule in the center with the wings and the flaming axe.
All right. Amanda, some stars for you.
I enjoyed having my character learn about the sort of perspective and morality about nature and protecting nature and the wilderness. That was I liked that a lot.
And yeah, Adam, stars.
I really appreciated the way that Amanda, you and Kalantara leapt into our ridiculous joke that we built over multiple sessions about how we're walking through wilderness when it's actually really, really civilized land. And the fact that that's got more ludicrous every episode, but that you just left into it wholeheartedly was wonderful.
I think Dungeon World, I was expecting something more serious kind of thing. I thought my character wouldn't fit in being so overly positive, but nope.
Well, in Dungeon World and in Engine, if you look back at it objectively, there's a lot of killing. So having a weird perspective on things helps to lighten the tone a bit. So yeah, that's
yeah, and this like the assumption like it's not a human, it's a monster, kill it was again what I associate with like the D&D genre.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, the whole going through the caverns and being like, oh, it's only humans that got killed. It's fine. We can still talk to these guys.
Alrighty. All right, that's all cool. Yeah, that's it for this series. I'll probably do another series of Dungeon World later in the year. It was a lot of fun playing with you all. I hope to game with you again. Yeah, thank you all very much.
All right.
Thank you for running it for us.
Yeah.